What's good? Y'all know what it is. Your boy TJ Goodfella back on the boxing grind as usual. You know, we grinding. We swag surfing through this whole thing. And, talking some boxing. We did a live stream earlier. Shout out to the LDBC. Smoke City Mobcast going down tonight already in progression. Listening to that. And then watching the Rockets and Golden State Warriors as well. But, we talked about this briefly on the live stream. I'm going to elaborate on it a little bit more. I'm going to link this interview in the description where Robert Garcia said that, when Kevin Oli broke the news that, Dana White had supposedly signed Mikey Garcia to his, the Huffa boxing he got going. Eddie called up Robert Garcia, which is Mikey's bigger brother, former world champion and, trainer. And, he told Robert, I can't tell you what's going on, but I got a deal for Mikey. So then Robert told Mikey. Mikey told Robert to tell Eddie to text him. Eddie texts Mikey. Mikey said, you don't know what I'm getting right now for my next fight, which is supposed to be against Robert Jr. And, Eddie sweetened the offer again. And, Robert said, you know what? The second offer is really, really good, man. That was a hell of an offer, but Mikey Garcia is still getting more than what Eddie Hearn offered. So either that's a ploy, for leverage and negotiations, and they may be playing Dana White and Eddie Hearn against each other, but I don't think so. Mikey is eating with Al Haymon being his advisor. No promotional fees, nobody making nothing off the top, other than probably the 10% he gives Al Haymon. And like I said, man, that $1 billion was a flash in the pan. It was some wordplay, you know what I'm saying? It was like some pimp shit, telling the hoe, on the street, playing with her mind and, with all fancy and flashy words. And anybody said $1 billion, everybody think, oh, he got a lot of money. At the end of the day, he bid it twice with Mikey Garcia, and Mikey Garcia is still getting more with Al Haymon, Like I told you guys, that $1 billion is a nice little play on words. It's broken down to be a 2-year deal for a 2-year option, then a 4-year option with $215, guaranteed for the first 2 years. And what I was telling you guys is, at the end of the day, we break down the numbers, for 16 fights in the U.S., plus I'm say 16 fights in the U.S. I ain't gonna worry about the UK. For 8 years, each fight breaks down to $3 million per fight. So each fighter get 1.5. Now come on, I'm pretty sure Mikey Garcia is making more than 1.5 versus Robert Jr. Okay. And that's all he got to play with. See, the $1 billion is a nice play on words. See, that's how he playing with y'all. And he drinking a Corona. Shit, if I got $1 billion bill, nigga, I'm drinking some Louis the 13th. I'm not drinking a Corona. That's broke nigga shit at that point. We talking about $1 billion. Like I said, he announced a $1 billion deal and he drinking a Corona. Come on, man. Real recognize real, man. And he looking real unfamiliar. If I'm breaking down $1 billion bill for real, I'm drinking some Louis the 13th, man. I'm drinking some top shelf shit. Some shit, a rack, a stack, a shot, or whatever it may be. It's going to be some expensive shit, So don't let him fool you. He don't even got enough money to give Mikey Garcia, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mikey Garcia is one of the most coveted guys out there, promotional free agents. He might be the creme de la creme of premier boxing champion fighters because he's Mexican and a potential fan base and what he can do. His versatility, 35, 40, 47, even high as 54. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely the crown jewel, there. He tried, and Eddie tried to go for the Charlos. At the end of the day, it's hard to pry an Al Haymon fighter out of there. I remember we was talking about on on a live stream about Rock Nation offering Broner $40 million over like 5 years or something like that. And he didn't take the deal. So premier boxing champion fighters have been offered a lot of money, Bob Arum was in talks with some of them. He didn't get none of them 2 months later. Eddie Hearn is in talks. And when we talk about 2 months later, he ain't going to get any of them. He got Danny Jacobs because Danny Jacobs was wooed with an HBO deal. That's the difference. HBO used to be like the platinum standard in boxing. As far as views, it still is. But as far as the networks, as Peter Nielsen took over, it's plummeting, And, now, Danny Jacobs think he's going to HBO. They're going to give him a rematch with Triple G and get him a Canelo fight. And all the middleweights was going to have to see him. And he found out that HBO really don't even care about him. Really, they don't. They just care about Triple G and Canelo. And they're going to be able to, write their own checks, or, do their own, network thing. They're gonna do what they want to do with the network. Peter Nielsen not gonna make them do anything they don't want to do, and that's what Danny Jacobs, miscalculated that, man. But that's him. But yeah, Mikey Garcia telling Eddie Hearn his money ain't long enough yet, bro. And at the end of the day, the zone. I'm not saying it's gonna flop. Anytime there's more boxing, I want it to succeed. But at the end of the day, he gonna have to start renting fighters like he talked about. That's the worst case scenario. Him, Eddie Hearn renting fighters. Okay, Al, let me borrow Earl for a fight, and we know you ain't got that many extra dates on Showtime and Top Rank. Let me borrow Terrence Crawford. We can make this fight happen on the zone, and we get the $20 a month. People gonna turn it off after this fight, but that'd be like my pay-per-view subscription for the month. So, in our audition, so that's what it's gonna turn out to be, man. Maybe he should go a little bit lesser, but at the end of the day, you want to shoot for the moon. At least you hit the top of the building or some shit like that. So if you hit the top of the building, hit the top of the tree. You want to shoot for the moon in this situation. So, hopefully Eddie got some luck, but he might send a third offer that might be good enough for Mikey Garcia. But to be, locked in a long-term commitment, I don't know. It's putting you that way. You're gonna get, probably okay at best service with Metro, or you might, more than less service than Sprint for Metro. But you know what? You pay that $60 because you're not locked into a contract. That's what you really care about. And at the end of the day, a lot of guys don't want to be locked into a promotional contract. And I think they're really going to have to overpay some guys trying to be locked in a promotional contract. Because a lot of these guys been locked in a promotional contract and know what they can and can't do. Mikey Garcia is one of those dudes. You think, you've been in a long-term relationship with a girl and it didn't work out. You think you'll want to hop back into a long-term relationship? No. That's Mikey Garcia. He was in a long-term, nasty breakup with Top Rank. Think he want to run and get into another relationship with Eddie Hearn? Knowing his history? Absolutely not. So Eddie Hearn going to really have to come with a bag. And one of his offers could have been more than what he's making versus, Fabricio Jr., what he's making now. Mikey not going to tell him that. He's told him, you don't know what my purse is right now. So, we'll see. He kind of be using it for leverage with Dana White. Or he could just be playing both of them, going to stick with Al and keep doing his thing. So, you never know. Just some water cooler talk real quick. Y'all know what it is. We gone.